Insecticons need no allies. We shall preserve ourselves. Kickback, your meal is escaping. In that case, I better hop to it.
Hello, Bots and Books fans, this is Scorp1701, and welcome to part 1 of our 3-part Transformers Legacy Insecticon Saga. Now, if you know anything about the Insecticons, you will know that they are a subgroup of the Decepticons who usually just cause trouble with whoever and wherever they went. So they would bug the Decepticons almost as much as they bugged the Autobots. And usually the Insecticon episodes would end with Megatron sending his Decepticons after the Insecticons because they had stolen Energon or they had eaten something or they messed up his plan. It was kind of funny when you come to think of it. But the Insecticons were just that kind of group. They lived by their own rules and they ate everything they could get their little pincers on or something. But anyway, we are going to be taking a look at the 3 original G1 Insecticons. Now, if you look at the Transformers lore, there was more than 3, and that's not including the clones they made of themselves, but for the most part, these 3 met their official end in the Transformers 86 movie, but they got reformatted into Sweeps or Scourge or Cyclonus. I can't remember which, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the Insecticons in their original form. Now, taking a look at the box for Kickback, this is one of the original figures that Transformers Legacy did put out about 2 years ago now, and I've held on to it because, like the drag strip, I knew the day would come when all 3 Insecticons would be released and we could do this awesome special. So, jumping into the packaging, you can see on the front you have this open window, you have Kickback in there, you have 8+, you have Kickback, you have Hasbro, you have Transformers Legacy, nice artwork of Kickback in his grasshopper form, you have Transformers Generations, Takara Tomy. On the top of the box you have Transformers Legacy, on the right side of the box you have a picture of all Decepticons, the authentic Transformers logo and the Transformers Legacy logo. On the other side of the box you have 2 awesome pictures of Kickback in his robot form looking all serious. On the bottom of the box you just have some credits for the box and a barcode. And finally, coming to the back of the box, you have some awesome product shots of Kickback in his robot mode, Kickback in his grasshopper mode, and some more credits and some tech specs. But, you know, that's all interesting and good, but I don't want to see Kickback in the box, and I know you don't. So let's get him out and see what he can do. And here we have Kickback out of the packaging. Now, packaging, he stands approximately 5.5 inches all the way to the top of his antenna. If you want to count to the top of his wings, that's a 7-inch figure. And he comes with a nice set of instructions that will turn him into a grasshopper from a robot and vice versa. He comes with a couple energy swords and a laser rifle, all of which we'll take a look at in just a minute. But first off, I want to take a look at this buggy guy himself. And coming real close in on Kickback, I love this guy's head sculpt. It is very G1, what with the silver forehead and face, and you got the beautiful red visor. I love that. You do have some yellow antennas sticking up really nicely there. Good design on them. Coming around, you have the black helmet, and if you look on the back, you actually see this little detail right here, which mimics the old rub symbol from the original toy, where you just rub it and you find out if it's a Decepticon or an Autobot. But really, if you had to do that, then shame on you for buying the toy. Alright, we will zoom out just a little bit, taking a look at these wing details. They are very nice, clear plastic wings. They extend way on up there. And then coming down to the front of the robot, you do have an awesome Decepticon symbol right here, very nicely done, and that is above his yellow plastic chest, and it's clear plastic, not a painted plastic, and it's very true to the toy. I don't know if I'd have liked it to be painted, but it is what they gave us. You do have a little bit of paint detail here on the chest. It's either green or blue. I don't know if it's supposed to be blue, but it turned green trying to paint on to the yellow. That is pretty neat. Shoulders are black, coming down to some purple forearms. Let's zoom out just a little bit more. Hands are purple, coming down to the waist. Waist is all black. Legs are all black. but they are broken up with some yellow squares here, some red squares here, and the purple feet. So that is pretty much it for the color scheme. It's very simple, and I don't mind it. It's cool. It's very reminiscent of the G1 toy. Coming around to the back, nothing that you wouldn't expect. It's all black mostly. You do get the purple for the forearms, and you do get some purple down here, but those are for little buggy parts. And here's the bottom of the feet if you are interested. So yeah, looks pretty nice, just like a G1 Kickback should look like. All right, moving on. And for our articulation, starting at the head can go around 360 degrees. It is not really on a hinge joint, but you do get a little wiggly waggly going forward and back and to the sides. That is neat. The antennae are soft rubber, so they can move a little bit, but they will eventually go back to their standard position. You do have the wings that move. They are on a hinge, so they can go around 360 degrees. Well, they're not on a hinge. They are basically a round plastic built into the arm joint, so it can go around 360 degrees. Coming to the shoulder can come up from the body and then back down. It goes around 360 degrees. You do have a bicep rotation 360 degrees with a double hinged elbow bend. That is a really great articulation there. Coming down, there is no forearm joint, but the hand will go forward and back, but that is based on transformation. So yeah, there is no rotation there, just up and down as it were. Coming to the middle of the body, you do not have an ab crunch unless you want to use this hinge, which is connected to the legs, and then if you do, yeah, you can go down and back, and that would be crazy. And then you'd have waist articulation 360 degrees, and that's pretty cool. Then you come down to the legs, and the legs can just go wherever they want. Freely going up, freely going back, freely going out to the side. There is really no hindrance for the legs. You do have thigh rotation, 360 degrees there. You do have a knee bend, a little bit over 90 degrees, I would say, and that will bring you down. There is no boot cut, but you do have foot articulation. The foot will go up and down, again, mostly used for transformation, and there is a rocker hinge that will bring the foot out into the inside like that. So that is pretty neat. And the wings don't really get in the way much, if you're wondering about that for articulation. As long as you don't have them down like this, and they're going to be fine. All right, and that is Kickback's articulation. Moving on. And for comparison, here you have Kickback with some Decepticons and some Autobots. You have the Netflix Megatron, the Netflix Soundwave, and the Studio Series Rumble. You have the Earthrise Prime, the Studio Series Brawn, and the Netflix Bumblebee. These two were one of the first Autobots to confront the Insecticons. And might I just add, in that episode, Brawn said the stupidest thing I've ever heard an Autobot say when he's sitting there, he's watching Megatron and Soundwave talk to the Insecticons, and he's like, well, at least they didn't bring that punk Rumble with them. If you have Soundwave, there's a 90% chance that Rumble's going to be there. He's just inside. But anyway, I digress. This is what these guys look like together, and I think it's a good comparison. All right, moving on. And for accessories, Kickback comes with this nice laser rifle. It's done in a nice silver paint with some purple highlights here for the ammo drum and the barrel. I really like that. It looks really good. There's a lot of detail in there, or basically, empty hollowness if you want. But it's okay for what it is. He can hold this and pretend to shoot at people, and if you'd like, he can store it in his buggy mode. So yeah, so I think it's a pretty neat design, and I'm very happy that my Insecticon came with a laser rifle. Alright, moving on. And for Kickback's next accessory, he comes with two of these, what I'd like to call laser swords. They're not really sword-like, but that's pretty much how you can use them as a sword. You can hold them in both of his hands, and when in bug mode, they can be attached to the wings, and it looks like they're energizing the wings, and they're really nice, translucent purple plastic. Got a little bit of design in there. I like that, and well, it's something that they didn't have to give us, but they did, and I appreciate it. All right, moving on. And full transformation. Now, I may not go by how the instructions tell you to do, but by the end of the segment, we will get where we need to be. This guy is a fairly simple transform, so let's get started. Starting at the front, go ahead and fold up the feet. Very easy. Go ahead and fold down the hands. They will go all the way around on both sides. Turn the head around 180 degrees. And then bring the wings down and back around like such. All right, that is one side done. Let's go to the other side. And on this side, what we'll do is we'll pull up this little flap right here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. And that will cover up Kickback's face like such. And then we will bring out the boogie leg here, and then set this back around. We turn the hands around just a tad, the arms, sorry, like so. You want to have it like that on both sides. So bring this down a little bit, bring out the boogie leg, bring this up almost parallel, such to the floor or the ground. There you go. And then come down, bring out the back buggy legs all the way out. And then you can flip the foot down here, twist it around 180 degrees like such, and set it around. Bend the knees up a little bit like they are going to be tilted, and then get everything straight and flat. And there you have Kickback in his grasshopper mode. It's not too bad, and it's not much to it either, so you kind of just want to work it out to it. Looks like some sort of resemblance of a grasshopper, I guess. I don't know. You can have the legs extended all the way back like this if you want. Bring them at different angles with the feet. But for the most part, once you get here, it's pretty much done, and you got your little buggy mode. All right, let me see if I can get it cleaned up or situated a little better, and then we'll take a look at it. Be right back. And here we have Kickback in his grasshopper mode, and it's a very simple design. Your head and your wings kind of give it the look. You got your little grasshopper legs here and the stabilized legs here. The back of the robot legs kind of go up arching, and then you have your buggy legs here which give it the final look. So it's okay. Again, it's not the best mode when it comes to like a alt mode. Basically he's just laying down and got his feet up in the air, but for what it is back in the day, this is very similar to how he transformed in the G1 toy, so I'm okay with it. All right, and that is what Kickback's alt mode looks like. Moving on. And for comparison, you have the Autobots and Decepticons and the Insecticons in their alt modes. So I went ahead and forwent putting Soundwave and Rumble in here because that really wouldn't make any sense. Of course, it doesn't make any sense that there's a giant insect attacking these vehicles. Well, actually, it did make sense because, you know, they were Cybertronian. And taking a look, here you have him with Megatron, the tank. I think this is a pretty good representation. Definitely would rather have Megatron as a tank than a gun, so that is neat. Little big, that's okay. Prime, not too big comparison. Kickback can like kick him, bah! Like he kicked. Seems like it was Jetfire, Skyfire, whatever you wanted to call that one. So we can get up there. Here he is with Brawn. That's pretty nice. And then Bumblebee for comparison. Yeah, that is neat. And just because I have him handy, here you have him with a Seeker. This is a Skywarp, so same color scheme, which is pretty nice. I like that. Bonus comparison there. So yeah, and there you go. There is your comparisons. And I don't know where Bumblebee went. He just vanished off the screen. But everybody back together. All right, well, there you go. Here's Bumblebee. I'm here. All right, moving on. And that's going to be the Transformers Legacy Insecticon Saga Part 1 Kickback. And I really liked playing around with this guy. He is very classic to the G1 toy, very accurate to the G1 cartoon. So it's like you get the best of both worlds with this guy. When it comes to the figure, the transformation is easy. I don't think the alt mode is all that great, but then again, it's based on the original G1 alt mode, and that's pretty much what it was. He just lays down and turns his arms around, and there you go. You got a grasshopper. The accessories are good. I like that he has a blaster. The energy swords, take them or leave them. I guess they look nice on the wings, but holding them and fighting with them, I just want the blaster, and that's just me. When it comes to the chest, I really think I would have liked a painted plastic chest, but the clear is very toy-esque, so I'm not going to fault them for that. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say for this guy. If you are looking for him, you can find him on the shelves. Maybe he did come out 2 years ago, but he'll go from $20 to $25, and I'm sure you can find him online for that amount approximately. So if you're looking for him, happy hunting. That is it for part 1. Look for part 2 in a couple days, and we will be reviewing Shrapnel, and I can't wait. So until next time, guys, have a great night, and keep playing.
Insecticons always triumph, triumph.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. The Transformers, robots in disguise. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. The Transformers, robots in disguise. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. The Transformers, robots in disguise. The Transformers.